Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. So I've been working on this video for a while now. It's about this mini PC that I got off of eBay for pretty cheap. It's pretty cool. So if you're looking for something that can actually game that doesn't cost a lot, this might be the thing that you want. So imagine gaming on a PC that costs less than a new AAA game. That's right, just $70. Today we're diving into the world of budget PC gaming with this tiny titan of a machine. It has no GPUs, no frills, but can it still game? That is the big question, and that's what we're going to be finding out in this video. Meet our $70 mini PC. It's the Lenovo ThinkCentre M71Q. I got this PC for 40 USDs off of eBay, but it was missing RAMs and storage. Luckily, I was able to find 2 sticks of cheap RAM on eBay and 128 gigs NVMe SSD storage. It all came up to $28, which brought my total cost to $68 before tax. The mini PC is powered by the AMD Ryzen 3 2200 GE APU. That is a combination of a CPU and a GPU. It has 4 cores, 4 threads, a frequency of 3.2 GHz, and it turbos up to 3.6, base clock speeds of 100 MHz, and a TDP of just 35 watts. The GPU is integrated graphics. It's the Radeon Vega 8, which has 1 gig VRAM, DDR3. The base clock is 300 MHz and a boost clock of 1100 MHz. Setting up the PC was pretty simple, no tools required. After disassembling the PC, I added the NVMe, securing it in place with this little plastic clip at the back. Then I added RAMs and finally added a old 500 gig HDD for storing games because the 128 gig NVMe was too small. Sadly, the mount for the HDD was missing, so I had to be a little bit creative with some electrical tape to keep the HDD in place so it doesn't move inside the system. So what can this little beast handle? Before I get into the game testing, please don't get your hopes too high. Please simmer your expectation. You won't be able to play Cyberpunk 2077 at ultra settings, but for casual gaming, it's surprisingly solid. Games like Minecraft, 80s 1 and 2, Stardew Valley, and even CSGO runs smoothly. And let's not forget retro classics and emulation works pretty well on this system. Now let's be real. It's not all smooth sailing. You won't get silky 60 FPS in every title, but here's the thing about gaming. Graphics is not all. Once you're getting good performance, that's all we need. And this little titan can give you good performance. So without further ado, let's get into the benchmarking. So GTA 5 is one of the most optimized game ever created and can pretty much run on any system, and this is no exception. I decided that I wanted to test the game at 900p and the game ran so good, considering that this thing has no GPU and it only costs $40, excluding the fact that I had to pay for RAM and a NVMe. This thing ran well. So if you're looking for something that you want to just, play some GTA 5 or play it online, this PC is for you. It ran GTA 5 over 30 FPS pretty much all the time. Sometimes I've even seen it goes up to 42, which is phenomenal. The next game on the list is Devil May Cry. This game isn't demanding in any regards. I just wanted to see how well the system was able to run this game that didn't require much. So the next game on the list was Hades 2. Hades 2 was able to run on this system at 1080p high settings. It ran pretty well. There were some times when I saw some stutter and some lags. If I were to turn this down to low, I would get a pretty good FPS. The FPS was over 60 FPS, which was pretty decent, but again, sometimes I had some lags and some stutters. So if I turn it down, I could get 60 FPS all day. As I mentioned with 80s 2, 80s 1 was the same thing. I got good FPS, above 60 FPS pretty much all the time. If I turned down the settings to low, I would be constantly getting it, and I think these indie games run pretty well on this system. Mortal Kombat 9 was one of the games that I tested on the system that ran absolutely great. I was able to run the game at 1080p, high setting, everything maxed out, and I got over 60 FPS most of the time. The game ran smooth, there was little to no lag, and I enjoyed this experience. To the point where I'm going to definitely play this game on my main system. Mortal Kombat 9 ran so well, so I decided to test out Mortal Kombat XL. I was really disappointed with the performance that I got. I had to put it at 720p, low settings, everything at low, and even when I did that, the game was not a good experience. I played it, it's playable, but the overall experience, the lags, the stutters, it was not enjoyable. So, yeah. Next game on the list is FIFA 2017. Now this game ran fairly well. I had to cap it at 30 FPS because if I didn't, the game would have a lot of lag and stutters. I don't know why that is. 30 FPS is not the best for gaming. There's a lot of ghosting. The characters look weird on screen. However, the game was pretty smooth considering it's only 30 FPS. So if you want to test out any FIFA on this system, I don't think you should go above 2017 because you might get worse performance. I tried eFootball, but eFootball was pretty bad. I was getting like 20 FPS and lower, which is not playable. Now, this is one of my favorite games of all time. I was able to get this game to run at 720p at low settings. I had to also cap out the FPS at 30 because if I left it at 60, which it could, play at 60, but for some reason at 60 FPS the game was lagging so much. So I had to cap it at 30, and after doing that the game ran significantly better and gave me good performance. So pretty much that's it, guys. That is the video. As you can see, the $70 gaming PC can actually do some gaming. You have to be selective on the games that you want to play on this system. I wanted to install SteamOS onto it, but it would limit the already limited pools of game that this thing could actually, play. If you guys want any of these games that you see in the list right now, I've left a link in the description to a website that you can get these games for really, really cheap. I got Naruto for like $2 and Mortal Kombat X for like $3. Those games were pretty cheap. So yeah, that's it, guys. Hopefully you stick around for future experiments. I plan to do a lot more with this system. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one.